What's your read on why so many Black men, Hispanic voters have found in Trump something to admire, something even to vote for?
Madam Editor, I'm glad you asked me that question. For me, the Democratic Party emasculates Black men. And I think Hispanic men probably feel the same way. And I say this because they weaponize identity.
Welcome to Male Reality Lessons, where topics are reviewed and discussed as iron sharpens iron. On Male Reality Lessons today, let's talk about the election as it counts down to November. As a Black voter, it is a critical election and may be the last hurrah. I say this because if powers that be get in office, and with the influx of numerous illegal immigrants, I believe what we were once considered as a more powerful minority vote will no longer be the case. And to prove this very point about what's taking place, we're going to deep dive into this interview with former Ohio Senator Nina Turner and make an assessment for yourself at the end of this interview.
Welcome back, everybody. We're so excited to have you here with us. And joining us is Senator Nina Turner, former state senator from Ohio, former Bernie Sanders surrogate, a woman that I admire very, very deeply, even though there are many things we don't agree about. You're not supposed to say that. And I am so grateful to you. You've written for me at Newsweek and helped me understand a side of politics that is very, very important to our nation. I feel like we are in a we together, and that is so much more important than anything happening in any other place on earth. And so I'm so grateful to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you both.
So you're a floor delegate for Ohio.
Yes.
You're very vocal for the uncommitted vote and that cause. Are you supporting Kamala Harris? Are you going to vote for her? How do you see your role in this moment?
Well, I'm waiting to see more policy rollouts. I'm not one of those Democrats that are jumping to it. I want to make sure that material conditions for everyday people in this country change. So far, some of the economic things that she has rolled out, we need more details. But, I'm pretty pleased with those. In terms of the uncommitted, right now there's a sit-in happening with the uncommitted voters right now, just kind of spontaneously, because the DNC allowed, rightfully so, a Jewish family to talk about their son that was maimed and also kidnapped and is still held there now, 320 days, I believe. And it was such a touching and moving speech. And one of the things the parents said, and I'm a parent, so I was starting to tear up. I have a son, and I'm tearing up and I'm paraphrasing them, the hostages must be returned, and there must be a type of liberty and justice for everybody impacted. Now I'm paraphrasing them, but it was such a moving and inclusive, recognizing Palestinian lives, but also talking about their pain. It's not talking about their pain as parents because they have not seen their son. And the hostages must be returned, and there should be a permanent ceasefire and a path to real peace, justice for both peoples. Now, the DNC, though, decided not to allow a vetted, they asked for a vetted, the uncommitted said vet a Palestinian and allow them a chance to speak so that the members of the DNC can hear, both pains. People are suffering. And the DNC said no. So now the uncommitted voters are sitting in.
Why did they do that? And it was a vetted speech. I mean, the speech, they would have seen
Every
it
speech is vetted, right, exactly.
And my understanding was that the person they had chosen was going to come out and support Kamala Harris. Mm-hmm. Why did they say no?
I don't know. I have some speculation. It might be unfair to speculate. So I don't know. I will say that I think it is wrong. And if they want to win, we know that the uncommitted voters started with President Biden, obviously, when she becomes officially the nominee tomorrow night. She has to wear some of that. I don't think that their request is unreasonable by any stretch of the imagination. If they want to win, if Democrats want to win, they are going to have to answer the cries of the uncommitted movement.
The DNC is, a pretty formidable organization. I mean, you work for
a private corporation.
A private corporation, which is what Marianne Williamson said.
Yeah.
When you are somebody who is on the kind of more left wing of the Democratic Party, uncommitted, talking about the Palestinian issue, how do you feel that they treat you and deal with that dissent within the party?
They don't. They
just ignore it.
They ignore it, but at their own peril. President Biden, I mean, we elect presidents in this country by the Electoral College. It's not going to be the popular vote. Michigan, President Biden barely won.
Yeah.
We got Wisconsin. These are about 5 or 6 key states that they can't afford to lose any margins. You had 100,000 voters come out in an uncontested primary and vote uncommitted. You had in Michigan, you had 50,000 in Wisconsin. You start adding up those voters. I don't think those voters are necessarily going to go to Trump because Trump and Biden hold similar policy positions on the state of Israel. But what is going to happen is they're going to alienate those voters and they won't come out to vote in the Electoral College. It matters. The reason why I kind of hesitated a little is because the vice president is both running for president but also is tied to the Biden administration. And so all of these wonderful things that my fellow Democrats are talking about, they could have done, especially in the first 2 years of the Biden administration. I don't want to hear nothing about cinema. I don't want to hear nothing about mansion. You carry a big stick. You need to walk softly, carry a big stick. There's a way to try to get members of your party to try to do the right thing. It's called negotiate. It's called, hey, I'm going to rain down on you if you don't. So the fact that they did not pass increasing the federal minimum wage in the first 2 years of the Biden administration, and $7.25 per well over a decade, troubles me. And then they blamed it on the parliamentarian. Paid family medical leave, why don't we have it? So those things trouble me. So I know that this is a cheerleading fest. I'm just a different kind of Democrat. So I'm going to take them at face value that when she's in the first chair and he's in the second chair, they're going to do a new thing because it is important for our viewers to understand she's the vice president, so you got to march to the drum, to the beat of the president. But I've just heard these things over housing and healthcare is a right. Well, yeah, it is a right. So why don't we have universal healthcare? Why, as a country, are we allowing corporations to gobble up property in this nation to drive up rents and price people out of being able to live in the communities where they grew up? Hello, Chicago. Hello, New York, Seattle, places like that. So, no, you saw me right. And then the Project 2025, this drives me absolutely insane. Because I want to know where the Democrats' Project 2025 is. It's one thing to point out that the Republicans have a plan to destroy this country and take us backwards. Once you tell me that, I want to know what your plan is to move the country forward. I don't see that in the Democrats, and I see this Project 25. We should be concerned, but I see it as a scare tactic.
If you're enjoying the video, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Male Reality Lessons.
The Democratic Party emasculates black men, and I think Hispanic men probably feel the same way. And I say this because they weaponize identity. When and where we enter, who we are, how we identify is important to who we are, just like our fingerprints. But if you're not going to use my identity to advance a social justice cause, and you're just going to use my identity as a blunt force object, now I got a problem. And so what the Democratic Party does, they put black women on a pedestal and they say, we're the mothers of the movement, or we saved the party. But yet you don't put forth policies that save black babies. You don't put forth policies that deal with the maternal death rate of black women and black babies in the United States of America. You don't do those things that lift and edify. Yes, identity is important. Both parties use it differently.
Republicans use it to say that everybody black or brown or of a mixed race is somehow kind of way a DEI hire. They use it to say certain books will be banned. Don't tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about how this country was formulated, because you might hurt a white child's feelings by saying that, yeah, chattel slavery existed, and oh, by the way, white powerful folks stole the land from the indigenous people. So all of those things, Chinese Exclusion Act, I mean, we can go down the list. But Democrats use it in a way that alienates other folks, and it offends me. So when I talk to black men across this country, they don't see themselves in this party. It's one thing to recognize the power and prowess of black women and the sacrifices that we make. It is another thing to put us above black men. The black struggle, black men and black women have to be together. We don't have the luxury to be separated, and so I resent the Democratic Party for doing that. And so black men do not see themselves in the party. That bravado, because we got a kind of masculine energy, and masculine energy is not all bad, but the type of bravado that Trump puts forward is still very much rooted in a hierarchical patriarchy, and a lot of men gravitate to that.
And there you have it. Regardless if you're independent, Republican, or Democrat, or for that matter, the couch, it is up to you to make a conscious decision come November. I am more for substance over symbolism, regardless of how you may vote. At the end of the day, your future is at stake. And it looks like it is going to be a serious, pivotal decision in this election above all others. But I want to hear from you in the comments section. Give me your thoughts and opinion on this topic, as well as any other topic here on Male Reality Lessons. As always, I want to thank you for watching. Smash that like button and have a good day.